guys?
Welcome to the remote episode of
Whiskey
and
Water.
We're out here.
We are really out here doing this whole remote Zoom meeting.
Yeah, so if the audio is a little fucked up, we apologize in advance. We're doing
the best we can, brothers. We're adjusting, but it has been interesting. So here we are. We're making it happen. It is Saturday, April 4th. It is beautiful weather outside, and we are in the middle of a global pandemic. So that's
just your news catch up.
Just in case you weren't aware, thought I might throw that out there.
Oh my God, are you telling me that there's a global pandemic going on right now?
Yes, Jessica, and you cannot leave your house, and shit has hit the fan.
This is news to me.
Hit the fan. All right, guys. So we are obviously going to talk about the current situation of our lives right now, but we're going to try to keep this as structured as possible and provide you guys, as always, with value, some inspiration, some entertainment
and inspiration.
You know, we gotta keep things going. So the show must go on.
So how are you, brother? What's your situation looking like over yonder?
I'm all right. We'll do a little catch up here. I'm doing all right, guys. Obviously, since the last time we recorded, a lot has changed in the past 2 or 3 weeks. So a lot has progressed since the last time we filmed. I'm sure you were aware the last 2 episodes, we were very casual about this whole thing and didn't really address it and making jokes about not washing our hands. Okay. Anyways.
That's because we had filmed it before shit hit the fan.
Really before stuff hit the fan. So since then, a lot has happened. My quarantine situation is thankfully good. You know, I'm home. I'm so happy that our renovation was done in time for this. I'm happy that Ellie came into my life before this. So, thank God. I feel very, very grateful and blessed. I am really comfortable to be in my home. So yeah.
Stars aligned for you, brother. We love that.
Yeah. How about you, brother? How's your quarantine situation going?
Honestly, I mean, I'm probably enjoying this time more than I should.
A little more than you should, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm casually dating someone, and they are quarantining with me, which is really nice because
you say they and people think how many people does she have over there? Damn.
Oh, I got all my hoes over here. Just kidding.
All the hoes.
Just kidding.
Just one hoe.
Well, it's they. They are. He and he is.
Or people would assume that it's plural, more than one, or that it might be a girl because you're saying they. So live your truth, brother.
Well, he's here, and you probably might wonder if you're casually dating someone and they're already quarantining with you. But I've known this person for I think 7 years now.
It's so interesting that you say this person.
What do you want me to say?
Instead of him. I don't know, but I've noticed that you refer to your exes that way too. You're and that person instead of saying him. It's interesting.
I don't know.
Continue.
I don't know why I do that.
He.
I've known him for 7 years now, and we've been
we're besties.
Yeah, we've been really, really close friends for a while. So honestly, this has been such a good time. We've been having so much fun, and finally getting to stuff that was on the back burner. Making the most out of this time and, trying to still hold space for those that are going through tougher times. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually something that we've talked about, Jess and I. It's hard to feel grateful, but to also feel empathy for, our hearts just go out to everyone else who is not in such comfortable circumstances and, isn't comfortable in their home or lives with someone who might be abusive or whatever the situation is. These are very trying times, and we know there's so much suffering happening right now, and it's hard to balance the two. But after actually talking with my mom, she was you can hold space for both of those things. You can hold space for gratitude.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, you can hold space for that gratitude, that deep gratitude, and that deep empathy for the suffering of the oneness of the world right now. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you're not in the best situation, just know we are thinking about you, and you're in our hearts and our prayers.
Absolutely.
But hopefully this episode helps you get to a better place mentally. That's going to be our goal for this.
Absolutely. And before we get into the entirety of our conversation, you ready for a little pro tip, brother?
Yeah, this is a good one, guys, especially
Yeah.
since everyone's hanging out with their families right now, you know?
Families, significant others, whoever it may be. This is
Mhm.
our little pro tip for you. So,
Yes.
whenever you're showing someone a photo on your camera roll, you know, like, first of all, they always want to hold it. They always want to put it in their hand. They always want to slide through and see other photos, specifically family members. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they're always trying to do a little
A
swipe
little
through.
finagle, a
And
little sneaky sneak.
I'll be the
Snoopy
first
snoop.
one to say that 5 photos later, I probably have a nude. Like that's just the
Oh,
reality of it.
girl.
Oh, I stay taking the nudes. Regardless,
What? Oh, no.
here's how to
You just exposed yourself. We're gonna have people who are like fucking cyber warriors going and finding your nudes now.
Oh, they're locked.
Hacking
They're
your
locked down.
iCloud.
There's no way. We've got like five-factor authentication process on this
Ooh,
bitch.
okay. All right. Continue.
Yeah, so here's the pro tip to not have people swiping through. So whenever you show them a photo, just zoom into the photo ever so slightly, because when it's zoomed in, they cannot swipe to the next photo because it'll just bring them to the edge of
Move.
it'll just bring them to the edge of the photo rather than swiping to the next ones. And then
This is a good one.
this will give you enough time to snatch that phone back.
Yes, it should give you approximately 2 to 4 seconds. It's enough time to
Buffer
peek your
time.
eyes over and be like, "Oh, you know what? Let me show you something
Is
else."
that a text? Oh, my dad texted me. Gotta get that. Gotta grab that.
Oh my god, is that an alert to pay my bills? Sorry, let me just grab that real quick.
Oh my god, I think my plumber's calling me. I think
my
apartment is flooding.
My apartment's on fire. Anyways, you guys get the point here. That is such a lifesaver, honestly, because I can just think of so many times I've handed my phone to a family member and they're just like, "Oh, pictures of dogs and Tyler's," and I'm like, the next one's a picture of illegal substances, and I can't guarantee you what you're gonna see. All right, so with that being said, let's get into our conversation. Guys, this has been challenging for Jess and I to write, to be completely transparent. This is our uncharted waters for us.
This is our second attempt.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna tell them, but fuck it.
We gotta tell the brothers.
Guys, this is hard to talk about, honestly, because it's hard for us to, one, wrap our heads around, and then two, to actually like have a productive, meaningful conversation that we know is gonna go to hundreds of you guys. So it's been tough. I'll be honest. It's tough. It's really hard to wrap our head around what is happening right now.
And I mean, it's a difficult topic. I mean, this is, like she said, it's uncharted territory. We've never experienced a global pandemic before.
Yeah, we're not talking about like first tips for your date, or like, I mean, first tips for your date, tips for your first date.
We're not talking about girl code. We're talking about
girl code. Did you say girl code?
Girl code. Maybe I did.
Girl
code.
Yeah, so it's been tough, but we feel really confident in the episode that we have ahead for you guys, and we're going to share what we've been doing to keep ourselves sane in this insane time period. So let's just get right into it.
Yeah, so probably the most the prominent thing that's been on the forefront of our minds is that the content that we're choosing to share. This has pivoted a little bit because in light of all the current events, we really want to use our platforms to promote positivity and share things that are going to spark joy in others. And so I know that that's been the first thing that's really pivoted for us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we both have, like, as usual, brand contracts that are still going through, and, deliverables that we have to keep posting about. But in between that, I am trying to add just whatever I can to bring a smile to people's face. Cindy Prado, our good friend, just challenged us in this social cure challenge to pay it forward. And, we're trying, because I know that's what I need to see right now. I need to see positivity on my feed. I need to see inspiring things, maybe ideas for things.
Inspiration, entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're here for.
We're trying to share the things that we need to see right now too.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Like, a week ago, I posted a video of me dancing, doing like a TikTok dance, and I had a guy comment on it being like, how people will do the meme, and it's like, news teenagers starting to be affected by coronavirus, and then Olivia blank, as in like I'm like dancing through it, being
Yeah.
ignorant to what's going on
Mhm.
in the world. And I address this on my stories for those of you who follow me. I don't take that personally. I do understand how it could seem like that from an outsider's perspective, but I know the people who follow me, and if you watch my stories and if you listen to our podcast, you know our intentions, you know where our hearts are at. And I just said it's not me being ignorant, it's not me not caring, it's just me trying to spread that positivity and that light.
Yeah, absolutely. And that person is obviously just a sad little human. And fortunately, this isn't her first time dealing with haters. I had someone slide into my DMs and say something really similar. I was with my family members who I've seen every few days or so. They're quarantining and they're socially isolating, and I am as well. So I want to see my family. We're being responsible. We're making the decisions that are best for us. And I had a girl slide into my DMs when she saw that I was with them, and she was like, "This doesn't look like social isolation." And I was like, first of all, like,
The
I
people
don't have
feel
to. I
so
don't.
entitled.
People feel like, who gave you the right? But
No, but I
no,
mean, really, like, it's so funny. I can never imagine being that person to be like,
like,
just,
try and call me out. Like, first of all, like, I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't
yeah.
have to explain that this is my family and that we're being responsible. Like,
Yeah. We're not going to a gym, we're not
I'm,
like going to a park.
yeah, no. And so
Literally in your backyard with your
I'm
almost immediate
literally,
family.
yeah, I'm literally with my immediate family. And, I feel like hopefully if you follow me or if you listen to the podcast, like, you guys know where our hearts are at. You guys know that we're being responsible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been definitely a shift in the whole social media thing. And it's
Mhm.
almost like we don't want to post even if we are with one other person, because it's like
Yeah.
we don't want other people to think it's okay to do so.
Mhm.
Um,
Because there is a level of responsibility. I know there was this big, huge blogger who has like millions of followers, and she kind of went viral because she posted that she had tested positive, and then like a few days later said she was going to the Hamptons, and everyone just like lost their shit on her, and they were like,
mhm.
how irresponsible and dangerous for you, someone who with a big platform, to make it seem like it's okay to be traveling right now
Or
you
not
know
to mention, like, how privileged are you to sit there and say, like, oh, yeah, I tested positive for COVID, and then, like, jetting off to the Hamptons.
Yeah,
Like,
and then there was like this whole other thing about how she like skipped, they call it skip the line, because she like used her wealth to like get in contact with like a private doctor, and like skipping people who are like first responders who need the test, and she was
mhm,
like barely showing symptoms and got the test too. Whatever. I don't want to get too much into someone else's business, but my point in that is that being influencers, even if you have 10K, 30K, whatever you have, there is some sort of responsibility, and we would never want people to think that us sharing our smiley selves is us being ignorant. It's just us trying
mhm.
to be positive.
Yeah, spread a little joy in this chaotic time, because I think we all need
Yes.
a little bit more entertainment and inspiration. Well,
Yes.
said it before. I'll say it again.
We hammered that home. You guys get
Yeah,
it. You know us. That's what's happening. But we do
it's
want to go ahead.
no. I was gonna say, like, and not to mention, like, I feel like on social media, a huge trend that we're seeing right now too is that there's two different sides of the spectrum. One side of the
Yeah.
spectrum is that, not to make yourself a project during this time. And then,
Mhm.
the other side of the spectrum is like Rise and Grind Twitter, who is like hammering
Yeah.
home, like, you need to like start a business during this time, write a book. And
Side
um,
hustle.
yeah, which, we definitely, we can empathize with both ends, because I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, we preach harmony, we preach balance, and,
Yeah.
but I feel like our personal take on it is that you don't necessarily need to use this time to start a Fortune 500 company or write a book. But I
Right.
think that also vegging out and binge watching Netflix and the news and things that may not be so healthy for you isn't the answer either.
Right.
So we think it's important that we're prioritizing mental health and personal
Mhm.
development during this time.
Yeah.
If you want to expand on that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think first I would like to preface the conversation with like, there there's no specific way to act right now. Like all of us are just like, I think, wondering like how to handle this best. And I don't think it's a one size fits all. I don't think it's either or.
Absolutely.
How to act in a global pandemic, I don't fucking know. People who are 70 have never lived through this. You know?
We're not writing the book for it.
I definitely didn't think I'd see it in my lifetime. So it's okay to feel confused. And we definitely both went through that in the last few weeks. But I like the point you made about things, because I'm seeing a lot online about, very contradicting statements, like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like you said, one side is learn a new language, start that side hustle, start that podcast. And the other side is like, just be. Like you're in a global pandemic, just be human.
Don't put pressure on yourself to like accomplish great things. Like all you need to worry about right now is surviving, which I absolutely...
I totally feel like I really do get both sides, and I feel both sides. I think
the only distinction here that needs to be made is that neither party should feel guilty for not doing the other, because there are some people who thrive in productivity, and there's a conversation to be had for deriving your worth from productivity, and it's not something that I feel like I'm well versed on enough to speak on. But I know personally I do feel a little bit better when I'm productive, when I have a little bit more of a routine. But some people, all they can do right now is be and try to survive and try to take care of themselves.
All right, guys. So sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you guys can hopefully tell that I sound a little bit better. We realized that I was recording into the wrong microphone and holding this one the entire time.
She was recording into her headphone, like the shitty little headphone mic. You have like a $200 mic in your hand.
That's we're just not using. So I love that for us.
I'm dying.
Learning curve.
Yes, guys, we're starting a new learning curve with this virtual episode, so bear with us. Anyways, where were we? I would like to say that, okay, so we're talking about how like there's no right way to act right now, and we're all feeling a little unsettled with this, as we should. It's unsettling. I would just like to say it's okay, and I want to validate your fear and your anxiety and your panic. Like that is valid. That is human. It is our human instinct to feel those things because it's survival. And by feeling those things, we figure out how we're going to save ourselves in emergency situations. So like it's there to protect us. It's okay. But don't let yourself stay in that like chronic fear place. And I'm speaking from experience. A week from today, last Saturday, I made myself physically ill. I convinced myself I was showing symptoms, and it was like I was not in a good place. And I was feeling unwell, and I was like, fuck, I might have this. And I forced myself to ground myself. I read my book, which is amazing timing, the book I'm reading. It's about healing power of the mind. I posted it in our private Facebook group, which, by the way, join that. Give us your emails. We created a nice little community on Facebook. Gotta plug it.
Whiskey and Water Brothers.
Yeah. So, I read my book, I moved my body, I stretched, and I prayed and I meditated, and I got myself out of that dark place, and I took back control over my mind.
And what was your process for that?
I use the power of visualization, which is an amazing tool if you let it be. And I saw the power of it during this. I visualized health. I visualized my body literally like killing any bad viruses or bad cells in my body. I mean, when I say visualize, I'm imagining this movie in my head. I'm seeing these graphics. Sorry, guys, Tyler's in the back, and I don't have an office door yet to close the fucking door.
Ride it out, brother.
But yeah, so I use the power of visualization, and I think it's important that we thank our brains for that fear, and we just say thank you. I don't need you right now, and I visualize putting it in a box, pretty little gift wrapping box, and just putting it to the side, and then going on with visualizing health and positivity and light. That is so powerful. And like, I feel like I healed myself in a way by doing that.
Yeah. I mean, not to be that bitch, but a lot of people use this like when people have cancer and everything. Like this is a tool that a lot of people use when they're
Yep.
ill or when they're sick
Yep.
to
And that's what the book was talking about.
yeah, and I know like a lot of people like even like when you get like a knee injury, like you think about like you literally have to go in and I mean and I feel like this is so important because it can be used on such a smaller scale every
Mhm.
day too.
Mhm.
Like even when like I'm working out and I'm doing like my booty workouts, like I literally visualize myself using every fiber of these
Yeah,
muscles and
totally.
you will your workout will just feel like 10 times more intense or whatever it may be. So I mean, this is just something that can be implemented into your daily life.
Absolutely. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you hear all the noise in the background. Tyler's in the house.
I don't hear it.
And also, I think it's important to note, like, so I watched a video last night that Tyler's mom sent me, and this guy, I wish I knew his name to give him credit, but he was just saying how like our mind is similar to an algorithm, right? So like the more we choose to focus on the panic and the fear and the anxiety around the situation, the more we choose to look and digest those things, like the more we input that into our brain, the more our brain's going to keep seeing it and feeling it and holding on to it. So that's a choice that you're making if you're continuing to, but feed into that fear. Not to mention, chronic fear puts you in a fight or flight state, puts your body, that's how I felt last week, and it literally compromises your immune system. So I think it took that low point for me to hit to realize I was making myself sick, and if I keep doing this, I'm going to give myself the fucking virus. Like, I had to realize that to be like, okay, this is literally not benefiting me. This is only detrimental to my health. I have to come out of this.
No, it's the power of the mind is not something that should be taken lightly. Like,
and
it can change our entire health.
Totally, and I proved that to myself, and it was like really like wow, because I woke up the next morning and had a great Sunday, and like it was just wow, it was really eye opening for me to see literally the power of our brains and how we can control our minds, and again, it wants to protect you, but you saying like, thank you, I'm okay, I don't need you right now is such a good exercise.
And something that's really helped me to like not even have to get to that point is a little breathing exercise, which is literally, and I know that we share this in common as well, which is I don't know where I found it or how I even started it. I think I was just like, I think it was during like a breathing meditation and they were like, okay, breathe in love and light and exhale negativity, fear, anxiety. And when I'm doing this, I'm visualizing myself inhaling like literally light.
Yeah.
I'm inhaling that light enveloping me, like going through my entire body. And then I'm literally choosing to exhale the negative. And I mean, whether it's I'm fucking impatient in line at the post office, whether it's traffic or whether we're in a global pandemic, it's just something really simple, really easy, and really quick that will help you.
Yeah, and it's funny because when Jess and I were talking about this episode, like she had mentioned that, and I was like, wait, I do the same thing. And I don't know if we maybe took that class together or we listened to someone, a friend of ours, Paulina Prana, she's like, she's amazing. She lives in Hawaii.
She's so dope.
Literally just like an enlightened being. And she will put on her story sometimes like, take a deep breath right now. And she'll show herself taking like a good, nice, deep breath in and then out. And it's so calming. And she's literally telling you to do it too. And I always do it and it's so nice. Yeah. But anytime I'm starting to feel, even like right now, like not right this second, but with the pandemic, when I'm starting to feel that anxiety creep in, and it usually happens at night before bed, that fear and that anxiety and like my mind starts to go to those dark places, I do the breathing exercise. I breathe in the love, the light, the positivity, the health, and I breathe out the fear, the panic, and the anxiety. And it really does help me like calm my mind and go to sleep at night.
Breath work is so important, and it's something that I've been trying to get into a little bit
I would love to get more into it.
Breath work is really interesting, but it's just crazy what a single deep breath can do to you. Let's take a deep breath, brother. You know what? We're all going to take a deep breath right now.
And put it to the test. Everyone, let's take a deep breath, brothers. Ready?
Deep breath in. I love that for us. Feeling good.
Yeah.
And I want to chug some coffee.
Yeah. Deep breath for coffee. Cheers, brother. Yeah, really important to remember to breathe. I mean, and even like understanding like what COVID-19 is doing to the body. It attacks our respiratory system, right? So with every breath, like I'm breathing in gratitude too. Thank you, lungs. Thank you for being healthy. Like so many people can't take a big deep breath right now, you know?
That's one of like, even just in my normal meditative and yogic practices is, I don't know if
I'm going to be
yogic's a word
breathing the rest.
I'm going to breathe for the rest of my life.
No, the rest of this episode you're talking and I'm just like Okay,
no,
sorry.
but just the ability to take a deep breath in is just something that,
it's a blessing.
of course, we take it for granted every day, but it's something that I've always specifically just felt always so thankful for, because I know that like when I get a cough or anything like that, I always yearn so badly just to be able to take that deep breath in. And
yeah, and you think about people with chronic illnesses, you know, who can't you can't take a deep breath in.
My heart goes out to those people. My heart goes out to the people with the coronavirus, and it's
praying. We got to pray, and we got to keep ourselves healthy, because if we keep ourselves healthy, we're keeping others healthy. So that's what we're doing. The next part of our conversation, we want to talk about how we're using this time and how we want to influence you guys to use this time as well. I definitely, you know, we've been saying that this really is a once in a lifetime time.
Unique opportunity.
It is a very unique time that we have never experienced before, and we probably won't ever again. I think that's safe to say. Hopefully, right?
Yeah. And, you know, not to say that we want to capitalize on this pandemic and this tragedy, but however, you know, you do need to make the most out of what's given to us. And this is life, and life is not put on pause. And every day we make choices that are going to affect the version of ourselves that we become. So, and, you know, because it is this unique opportunity, that the idea of that shouldn't necessarily pressure you.
Right.
It should inspire you to do the things that, you know, you've always said that you would do if you had more time, or, you know, whether it's like getting creative, or, you know, reading the books, or just taking care of yourself. And, you know, for some people that looks like writing a book and starting a company, whatever it looks like to you. It's important that you use this time to find what inspires you and get clarity on what brings you happiness. And we were talking about, you made a really good point about cocooning earlier, if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, so the same video that I was talking about earlier was about this guy. I'll add it. I feel so bad, like when I don't know their names.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes. It's great. It's 6 minutes. Buzzsprout reposted it on Facebook. And he talks about this time and looking at it like cocooning, right? Because in a cocoon, growth happens, and they come out a butterfly.
Come out a beautiful butterfly.
So you come out a butterfly, and I just really liked how he called it that, because, you know, a lot, you could think you're bored in the house and it's controlling, and and we feel isolated, or bored in the house and I'm in the house. Bored in the house. And we've also become TikTokers in this time period, not to mention. Anyways,
so good. Sorry.
Growth happens while cocooning. So I just love that, because you can choose this time, like she said, to veg out and watch Netflix, which, you know, everything in moderation. If that's what you want to do plenty of that too.
I just finished Love Island last night. Or no, sorry, not Love Island. Love is Blind. I'm watching The Office for my 5th time. We've been binge watched Tiger King. Don't get me wrong. Like,
we're not saying don't watch Netflix.
It's all about harmony. You know, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. I'm just saying, like, you know, also a little bit of the other stuff.
Also, you know, use this time. We said it. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity where for once you maybe don't have to show up to work, or
you're being forced to slow down.
Yeah, we're literally by Mother Nature. We're not being judged by our levels of productivity, and we are forced to be still and to stay home and
To sit with ourselves.
have zero distractions. So like really this is such an opportunity. It is. And I also would like to say like it's okay to feel sad, anxious, fear, panic. And it's also okay to feel contentment and to feel happiness right now and to feel okay. Like I don't think we need to be making ourselves feel guilty for feeling
Mhm.
good right now.
Yeah, and
Because
honestly, I love that you said that because I mean, guys, this is something that we're literally struggling with. It's like I'm like I said at the beginning of the episode, truly enjoyed this time.
and
I've
that's
enjoyed this
okay.
time.
And you
Yeah.
shouldn't feel but that doesn't minimize the suffering happening in the world right now, but you also shouldn't
Mhm.
feel bad that you feel okay.
Yeah, no, and we're multifaceted humans.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're not mutually exclusive. Like I can feel happy and content, staying home, but I can also hold space for those that are not in such comfortable situations or that are,
Right.
in the hospitals and
Right.
yeah, I mean it has been a struggle for us and so we hope that this kind of
Validates.
validates that for you as well.
Mhm. And I think as far as, looking at what you want to try to get done during this period or tackle, whatever it is, I shouldn't feel forced. So like
Mhm.
what I'm doing throughout my day, I'm not forcing myself on, to about I mean you could see it as a gift from the universe. Like I think now isn't the time to start a business. I think now's the time to fucking develop yourself personally,
To
spiritually,
do the
emotionally.
inner work. Like,
Yeah.
what better time? We're literally forced to be still. We're forced to sit with ourselves,
And
and
look inside and
if
gain
that makes
clarity.
you uncomfortable, then you need to sit with yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think using this time, like I said, to find clarity, look within and just really think about who you are, what you want, what's most important to you in your life, in your work, in your relationships, and the way you've been living, is that aligned with what's most important to you and what you value, Like
Mhm.
ask yourself these questions. It's a time
Mhm.
to be in solitude and just check in with yourself, figure out where you're at, figure out what you value most and see like how you can go back into the world a better version of you.
I would say that that's definitely my theme for this, quarantine.
Mhm.
I've I wanna come out of this a better version of myself
Yeah.
and kind of what we're doing during this time is like identifying what matters to us, getting
Mhm.
clarity on what's important to us. And there's this quote that I sent to Liv which I loved, which was, in the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. And I love that because I think a lot of us are getting caught up in the, oh, what we're going to do when this is over, or
Mhm.
like, I want to get back to work, or I want to, go do this, I want to go do that. And it's like a lot of the things that I feel like I thought I would miss, I haven't, which is like, going out and things like that. Like,
Mm.
so it's like
Yeah.
things of that nature. Like if you're trying to like rush back to these things, think about which parts are worth rushing back to. Like,
Yeah. Or even within yourself, like what
Mhm.
normal parts of myself that were my normal before do I not want to go back to? Like even like judging ourselves
Mhm.
based on our productivity and our to-do list and like how
Yeah.
busy we keep ourselves. Maybe it's just busy work, maybe it's
Yeah.
not intentional. Maybe it's not work that's changing us or making us a better person. Like I know
Mhm.
I'm definitely guilty of that, like I guilt myself in like normal life before pre COVID-19. I guilt myself for not hitting everything on my to-do list and like why?
Mhm.
So maybe that's a part of myself that I'll leave behind in this.
Or if you're
And
struggling like with your self-worth because you can't like go out and
right,
pop
and look
bottles,
pretty and
look
get
pretty.
attention from people.
Exactly. Like if that's
That's a
something that
great
you're
point.
struggling with, then that's obviously like that's your biggest it's indicative of what you need to work on for sure.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, and it's interesting to see, like, just on social media, not coming from a place of judgment, just observation. It is interesting to see people who are like still putting on makeup every day, and I'm like,
Couldn't
but
relate.
how? But again, no judgment. But I would encourage you if you are one of those people who are still putting on makeup every day in the middle of a quarantine, like maybe you got to think
What are your
about
priorities?
Yeah, and just think about your self-worth and how much value you place in your appearance and validation from others, right?
Mhm.
So just questions like that and really, like, being introspective about yourself and the way you relate to the world and people and relationships,
Mhm.
those are the things I think we can be working on right now.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
I'm definitely not guilting myself right now for not being as productive, like, that would just be stupid and a waste of energy. I'm not
Yeah.
forcing myself to complete tasks, like I said, I'm just doing what feels right, and I want that for our audience, I want that for you guys too. Don't feel like, "Oh, I have to take this yoga class." So, if you know that it's gonna make you feel good for the day, then do it, but don't feel like you I don't know, it's a fine
It
line.
it's all about harmony. It's doing what feels right, but
Yeah.
also potentially holding yourself accountable and knowing that things like something that I kind of like judge a lot of things by is like, will I regret it? Like,
Right.
will I regret doing that workout? No.
Mhm.
Will I regret taking this hour to read my book and
Yeah.
journal? No. So it's like
Yeah.
that's probably like a pretty decent litmus test on if you
Litmus
should
test.
if you should be doing something.
Yeah, and also I wanna say, like, use this time to be creative, tap into that inner child, use your hands to make things, make art, go if you have a backyard, like, go replot some plants. I'm so excited to re-soil these. And yeah, like, just experiment with cooking and recipes. If you're not a great cook, maybe, like, experiment with some new recipes, and I think that I find like joy in that. I know not
Mhm.
everyone does, but that's something that's fun to me and it feels very human, like
Mhm.
doing things with your hand. I also want to say take the time to separate yourself from your device. Like make sure you're spending time outside away from your device. Make sure like especially right now we're all so on social media and on our phones because there's kind of nothing better to do, but definitely make sure you're having that time away from your phone and just being present in
Mhm.
nature with yourself, with your loved ones, whatever it may be.
Of course, I mean not all of us have the privilege to
Yes.
go outside and get fresh air and
Or
um
if you're alone in quarantine, maybe use this time to connect with family and friends who you don't always have the time to catch up with and chat with and have deep,
Mhm.
meaningful conversations with.
So yeah, definitely just take this time. Consider what kind of person that you want to be post COVID,
Post
and
COVID.
and
Come on, a butterfly brothers.
come out. We want to see you all
That's what we're
cocooning
trying
right
to tell
now,
you. Come on, a
and
damn butterfly. Someone
we
who's
want to
good.
see all of you be butterflies.
Someone
That's
who's
it.
good at digital graphics, can you please like put our faces on butterflies and just send it to us? Low key. But yeah. I mean, I'm looking into buying board games. I'm looking at stuff that like
Yeah.
Tyler and like just stuff that's fine that we don't
Oh,
always
dude,
do.
100%. Like
You
I've
know?
been like we my friend and I here have like what is that shit called? A balance board. So we've been like
So fun.
we've just been doing like literally childlike things every day, like
Mhm.
racing each other when we go on runs, like
Yeah.
going like just I'm learning how to juggle right now, dude.
Because
Like
why
just
not? She's gonna come
because
out of quarantine knowing how to juggle and bald. So
bald.
there we go.
So I mean like what better version of myself could I be?
And she's gonna be on a fucking what's this? The bicycle with one friggin'
A unicycle.
a unicycle.
Guys, I'm ditching whiskey and water to
Join
join
the
Cirque du
circus.
Soleil.
Um,
Watch
but
out, world.
even like that reminds me of like even like seeing people on TikTok and seeing families together enjoying this time. Like it does. There are silver linings here. And again, I don't want to ever take away from the suffering that's going on in the world, and I don't want to minimize that because we're in a fucking you guys know, like, I don't need
We're
to
in a
say it.
tragedy right now.
I do feel like I need to make that disclaimer so it's not all like, "Oh, happy, great, this is a good time." Like, we're very aware ti shit sucks right now for a lot of people in a lot of situations, and I also wanna take
Mhm.
this time to also thank our healthcare workers for being heroes and going out into the front lines
Absolutely.
every day and putting your lives on the line. We love you, we support you, we're in solidarity with you. Thank you. But TikTok
Mhm.
is a great place to be right now. No, but it's so it's heartwarming to see these families spending quality time together and doing karaoke together and learning
Mhm.
TikTok dances together, you know, like
This
so
is
there
this is going to be such a beautiful time for a lot of people to reflect on. It is going to be a difficult time for others, but I know a lot of families are going to come out of this stronger because
yeah,
of all the like children are going to like look back on this and think about like, oh yeah, those few months where I was like literally just stuck inside with my family and
yeah.
you know
Going
some
on walks. It's
mhm.
quality time. It really is. So there are so oh God, sorry. There are silver linings, and one of them I think is I think this is gonna make us appreciate human company so much more. And it's so interesting because last night was the first time I felt a feeling of like I miss I miss going out. I
Socializing.
miss socializing. I miss my friends. And I haven't felt that up until a moment I had last night before bed. And I was like, interesting. Um,
Yeah.
but I do think it's going to make us appreciate that human connection so much more.
Yeah. Diagnosed for missing the homies. Have you
Truly.
seen that meme?
No.
Oh, it's oh no, oh, tested positive for missing the homies.
Aw. But,
Yeah, dude.
thank God we have technology because this is connecting us to the world. And that's another beautiful thing. Like, the world is connecting in so many different ways right now. You see influencers and celebrities and artists doing free live concerts and doing free yoga classes and really like,
Workouts, yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful to see. I think this is going to make us rethink the kinds of online communities we can create through our platforms.
Or or the people that we want to like be following or the people that
Right.
we stand or believe in because
Mhm.
like I think it's important to note the people that aren't using their platforms to spread joy or positivity or see how they can be of service to others.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen,
No hate.
if that's your
No hate.
stand,
I feel like
rethink
we
your
could be
stand.
doing more too, but we do what we
Yeah.
can. And I even feel like this podcast. I mean, I would if I was where I was last week, I would have loved to hear this conversation because that
Mhm.
is, a week in advance of learning and growth that I just went through, like a
Yeah.
metamorphosis.
Mhm.
And that I'm coming out of this even with that experience, right? And this is just the beginning. So God only knows what's gonna happen,
You're
for the rest
saying
of the time.
what experience are you referring to? Like
My
your panic
fucking
attack?
mental breakdown last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how I healed myself. Like that is
Mhm.
something I'm gonna come out of this a better version of myself because I experienced
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we're seeing a lot of generosity and empathy online and just from each other, and I think a lot of people are looking within and asking like what can I authentically offer right now, and I think
Mhm.
that's beautiful, and that's definitely a silver lining in all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Cindy's been sharing cooking classes. Like
Yes.
there's so much out there like to be entertaining yourself with and trying and like learning right now. It's we're honestly we're so blessed to live in a time where we
Oh my
have
god,
access to all of
so
these
so
like
blessed.
we have like not to say like that you should go learn a language or whatever the fuck you want to do, but
But if
like
you want to, you can learn
you
anything
can
you want.
for free. YouTube University. It's all out
No,
there.
facts,
Yeah.
and another point, like I think we're gonna see a decline in polarization, like this has really shown all of us, regardless of race, your politics, your ethnicity, religion, this is a human fucking issue.
We
And I
all
think that makes us so much more connected. And I posted this great graphic on my page the other day or last night, and one of the lines was power, beauty, and money are worthless and can't get you the oxygen you're fighting for.
That's
Because
so
it's
powerful.
you, me, and a billionaire could be sitting next to each other, and guess what? Those numbers mean nothing. We are human, and we
Nothing.
are fighting this together.
America's
So,
sweetheart, Tom Hanks, got coronavirus.
yeah, all the money in the world, all the beauty, all the followers, it means nothing. Like, I think now we're gonna come out of this understanding now more than ever that we are one, and
Mhm.
like your human problem is my human problem.
Yeah,
So, and I think
absolutely.
that's beautiful.
For sure.
I think we're all gonna be connected in a deeper way after this.
Absolutely. And I feel like and it's not to get political, but it's also crazy because like there's just certain things that could have been put in place before this. It's just going to be really interesting to see the after shocks of how this affects us politically, like how certain things are now going to be prioritized and treated that
like
maybe
our pandemic division of our fucking government.
I wasn't going to say it, but
Dude,
yes.
I mean, that's just common sense. Like Democrat or Republican, that's just common sense. Like,
yeah. Hashtag Bernie 2020. Moving on.
Anyways, that wraps up the conversation, guys. We hope we really did our best to
guys,
this is
the hard conversation.
The thoughts and feelings and emotions we've been feeling and like summarize it into an hour-long conversation with takeaways for you guys. And
it's a little bit more difficult because we haven't filmed in like 2 or 3 weeks. So this really is like this is the first time we're getting on and kind of really, really talking about this together. And please, guys, just know that we're here for you. If you guys need advice, if you guys need anything, if there's someone in need that we can help, please don't hesitate to reach out. You guys can contact us. We have our email, we have DM, you have our personal Instagrams and Facebook group. Join our Facebook group. We're going to be posting the books that we're reading. I know a lot of you have been really interested in like a book club, and we don't have anything like that organized yet, but we are posting what we're reading and updates about that. And so, guys, just stay safe. And like we said, we want to put our hearts out to all the to all the healthcare workers and truly the heroes on our front lines.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys are listening to this and you've enjoyed it so far, please take a screenshot, share it on your story. We have a lot of new followers on our Instagram page, so
hey brothers, welcome. And this episode ain't over yet. We still got some tea time for you guys.
We still got some tea time as always, but yeah, just to wrap up the conversation, we hope this helped you guys and gave you some peace, gave you some clarity on how to feel right now.
How to navigate this.
Yeah, this is fucking crazy. And, it's tough, but we're going to get through it. We're going to stay positive. We know that there's better days coming. And for the month of April, we just got to stick this out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got to stick it
out. Day by day.
Continue to bring you guys positive, uplifting, inspiring, and entertaining content because that's what we love to do. And we love hearing your feedback. Like Jess said, if you guys have any comments, suggestions, if you need advice for anything, like maybe next week or whatever on an episode, we can do an advice like little segment. You guys could submit some questions and we can give you our best take on it. Whatever. We're anything goes
at your disposal.
So we're getting creative here. With that being said, let's go into our tea time games. Wait, oh my god, let's actually clink.
Tea time, brother.
Except coffee time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On this episode of Tea Time Games, we are doing Tiger King trivia.
I'm so hyped for this.
Guys, if you haven't watched Tiger King yet, that is the best gift Netflix has given us in this pandemic.
During this time.
And you need to watch it. It just can't make this shit up. You can't script it. It's gold, pure gold.
Truly.
So, all right, let's get into it.
All right, I'll go first. So we're doing a little bit of multiple choice here. So the first question is, which of these is not a theory about what happened to Carol Baskin's husband? A, he fled to Costa Rica to spend his life with his other girlfriend. B, he was pushed out of an airplane. C, Carol fed him to the tigers. Or D, he's actually still living at Big Cat Rescue underground.
He's actually still living in the underground. That's definitely not a theory.
You got it.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Bing, bing, bing.
Bing, bing.
Okay. Yours is, how does Joe Exotic describe himself?
What are my options?
And your options are, I'm funny, hot, and an all-around great guy.
Okay.
I'm outspoken, good looking, love to party, and have fun.
Okay. C.
I'm wild, lovable, and a bit of a cheeky boy.
D.
I'm fit, flirty, and I'll steal your man.
And I'll steal your man.
I'm opinionated, fun, and I love to have a laugh.
Are there 5 options?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, I think C.
Nope. The answer is I'm outspoken, good looking, and oh fuck, I missed it. But it was B. Ding ding ding. I mean, wait, I actually loved impersonating him. Okay, you go.
It was actually really good.
Thank you.
Okay.
My Academy Award.
What does Doc Antle's quote unquote real name Bhagavata mean?
Bhagavata?
Bhagavata. Remember how like remember that was like his real name, or like not his real name, but I think that's like his what he like changed his name to. So one of his previous employees / slaves like told the crew what it meant. And so A is master, B is king, C is lord, and D is alpha.
Oh, it's definitely master.
It's lord.
What?
Lord. It's lord.
Oh my god. I think I actually do remember that part now. Fuck.
Yeah, it was like when they were interviewing that one girl that used to work.
Okay. How many years was Joe Exotic sentenced to?
22.
Okay. Bing, bing, bing. Next.
Okay. What was the name of Joe's first song in the series? Like the first song that they like played.
Oh my god, his songs were so good.
His songs were so fucking good.
Okay, I was like, he's so good. Okay, go.
So here are your options.
Mm-hmm.
The first song, Fuck Carol Baskin. B, Liger King. C, Eye of the Liger. And D, I Saw a Tiger.
Oh god. I think it was I Saw a Tiger in the first episode.
It was. Yeah, goddamn
it.
Guys, I fucking made up this trivia too, so this was hard.
I want to rewatch it. I'm sad there's only 7 episodes. Okay.
I think that they're gonna come out with another season. That's just
for sure. Okay. Wait, hold on, pause. You know he was tested positive for COVID-19, Joe Exotic in prison?
Mm-hmm. Did you know that he was once the chief of police in Texas?
Oh my god. We did a whole segment dedicated to Tiger King, bro.
It's so good.
How he comes out. Oh god. Okay, we'll talk about it after.
Wait, I want to talk about fucking Love is Blind too. Have you watched that?
Okay. Yes, I did. Wait, okay. Are you guys down for like a Netflix segment next week? I'm so down for that.
Please let us know.
Everyone's watching shit. Everyone's watching Love is Blind. Everyone's watching Tiger King. Okay.
We're just gonna review and shows.
Decided. We're just gonna talk shit. Okay. Third trivia question. Where is Doc, what's his name? Antle's Tigerland located?
What are my options?
I made this up so you don't have any. Okay, I'll make some up.
Yeah, just make some up.
Okay. Daytona, the Everglades, South Myrtle Beach.
You're dumb.
North Carolina. I'm so dumb.
Definitely Myrtle Beach.
That was like a specific ass location.
You go South Myrtle Beach.
And then oh god, whatever. It's in South Myrtle Beach.
I know it's in, but once you said Myrtle Beach, I knew because honestly, that shit would be in Myrtle Beach.
I want to discuss a few things. Do you think Carol, or should we save it? We'll save it.
Yes, I think she killed her husband.
Do you think Joe was framed?
To an extent, yes.
Okay. All
that's all we'll say. We'll save the rest.
Hot, juicy gossip. You got to tune in next week.
Thank you guys so much for sticking with us throughout this. And I know that this was a learning curve of an episode and hopefully it wasn't too all over the place. But this is how we'll be filming our episodes for the foreseeable future. So
yeah, we love you guys. We are sending all of our listeners positivity, health, wealth, light, and our blessings. And just, everyone is in my thoughts and prayers right now. Just stay healthy, stay intense.
Inside.
And stay the fuck inside. I think everyone knows that. I hope everyone knows that. Stay intentional with your time, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, brothers. Have a good week.
Brothers. Love you all. Mwah.